Hi, in this session we'll be discussing of signum function. What is a signum function? What is a signum function? So if a function f of x and is defined as real number to real number. Okay, my function is from real number to real number. That means I have a domain and I have defined my domain with any possible real numbers. So I have my domain with any possible real numbers, but always my range will be restricted. What is that restriction? Always I'll be getting the range as -1, 0 and 1. Then I can say the function is a signum function. What is that function? Is always a signum function. So my function f of x returns 1 if x greater 0, and it returns 0 if x is equal to 0, and it returns -1 if x less zeros. Okay, so this is known as a signum function. Always if you in this signum function, always you will get the output only these three values, 1, 0 and -1 for all values of x. For any value of x, so you will be getting only these three numbers. So if you take a set, so this is a set of domain, this is a set of range for any values, so -1, +1, 2 or any values of the domain, your range will be always 1, 0 and -1, right? So for +1 you will get +1, for -1 you will get -1, and 2 positive number which is greater than 0 you will get only 1. So this is known as a signum function, right? So for in our example, I'll take one example. So if my x will be 1, so if x is 1, so what is your f of x? Since 1 is greater than 0, it results 1. So if my x is 2, what happens? Since it is greater than 0, it results the +1 only. Okay, if x is equal to 0, then what happens? This 0 is equal to 0, so it returns the value 0, right? So if suppose my x is equal to what? -1, and it is less than 0, so it results what? It results -1, right? If x is equal to -2 and it is less than 0, so it results what? The value -2. So -1, because even -2 less than 0, it results what value? -1. So it results -1, right? -1. So this is the function of signum. So this is signum function. If you take a graph for this, so if I take a graph for my signum function, so this is my x-axis and this is your y-axis, right? And you'll have a numbers like this, you'll have the numbers like this. So here you'll have +1, you'll have +2, you'll have +3, up to you will having the +infinity, right? Here you'll be having -1, you will be having -2 and -3 and up to -infinity, right? This is your +infinity, -infinity. And for your y-axis, this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. And for your y-axis, this is your +1, 2 and 3, up to you will be having the +infinity. And here you will be having -1, -2, up to your -infinity, right? And this is my 0, this is my origin. Now if I want to plot the graph, if I want So for value of 1, if I take 1, x is equal to 1, since x is greater than 0, my f of x returns 1. So I will be getting 1 here. Now if I take 2, since it is greater than 0, my x is also 1. So x greater than 0, for all values of x greater than 0, your result will be 1. So if I take 2, I will be getting 1. If I take 3, you will be getting 1. If you take all positive infinity, you will be getting 1. Right? So if you just draw this, if you join your line, dots, you will be getting a straight line like this. Right? So if you go for a negative infinity, if you want to go for a negative infinity, and if I take minus 1, you will be getting minus 1 here, because x is minus 1, which is lesser than 0, you will get minus 1. If I take minus 2, x less than 0, you will get minus 1. X minus 3, minus 1. So for all values of x lesser than 0, your output will be minus 1. So minus 1, minus 1. So up to and so on. Now if I draw the graph, or if I join the line, so you will be getting again here the straight line. You will be getting your straight line, right? So this is the graph of your signum. If you take 0, you will be 0. It will be in 0. Okay. So this is about signum functions.